Welcome to another episode of the Liquid Gold Podcast. In today's episode, we are thrilled to introduce our special guest, Dr. Naman Bhushan. Naman Bhai, would you just care to speak about yourself and your profession? Because, it's very complicated for me to comment on these things क्योंकि मैं एक साइंस के बैकग्राउंड में जो हूँ इंजीनियर से आता हूँ एंड आप जो हैं मेडिकल फील्ड से आते हैं तो मैं तो यही बोलूँगा कि आप मेडिकल से हैं तो प्लीज़ try to elaborate on your field.
Okay.
That would be very helpful for the audience.
Okay. First of all, thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast. And yes, I would like to introduce myself. So, my name is Naman, and I am a dental care professional in United Kingdom, a registered hygienist. So, I work on the patients, and on top of that, I'm a forensic dentist, internationally recognized,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm a Indian qualified dentist as well. So I'm just waiting and hoping for getting my overseas qualification approved probably this year, hopefully.
Hopefully. And seeing at your profile, मुझे तो आपका भी मेरी तरह एक graduate perspective रहा है. And when you came into UK,
hmm
you weren't having any field experience whatsoever.
When I came to UK, exactly, first of all, I would like to tell that when I thought of coming to UK,
Mm-hmm.
उस time पे I was in third year in the
Okay.
dentistry field. So I immediately decided that I really want to pursue my masters from UK. Like every Indian wants to do their masters. So my thing was मुझे यूके से मास्टर्स करना है. At that
Mm-hmm.
time I knew nothing about it, but एक दिमाग में वो जुनून था कि यूके से ही मास्टर्स करना है. तो बस फिर धीरे धीरे I started searching each and every option, and then and thereafter I started and finding one of the option which suited my opinion, that was forensics, and a combination of forensic to dentistry, and that was
Okay.
forensic dentistry. So
So
it was one of
forensic,
the
so
yeah.
forensic field में भी dentistry is a separate field. It's not taught to those guys who are pursuing forensic.
No. It's exclusively basically specialized in dentistry when it comes to forensics. So it has very enlarged scenario in forensics. So whenever we have to go for identification, any mass disaster victim identification, or age analysis, age estimation of any deceased person, and knowing the unidentified individual through the teeth. So we have
Hmm.
done that. So I have thoroughly worked in the morgue and the with the, I would say, cadavers in our language. And yeah, so our professors, and I studied from University of Dundee.
Hmm.
So and I passed my masters with distinction as well.
Hmm.
So that was a really good part for me. And so after that, while I was doing my forensic dentistry, I did try to pass my ORE, that is overseas registration exam for dentistry, so as to practice dentistry on the patients. Rather than
Hmm.
practicing on the cadavers, I thought of practicing on the live patients as well. So for that, I had to pass an exam. So within that, I'm in the process. And but before that, hopefully, I got my dental care professional registration. So I'm UK registered hygienist. So yeah, tell me now, what were
माशाल्लाह.
you saying?
नहीं यार ये तो वही वाली बात है देखिए इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग कि इंट्रोडक्शन में आई डिडंट जिंक्स और बॉच एनीथिंग क्योंकि बहुत
Uh-huh.
मतलब है फील्ड डेंटिस्ट्री का ही बट इट्स वेरी मच वेरीड बिकॉज बैचलर्स ऑफ डेंटल सर्जरी डेंटिस्ट्री फ्रॉम पंजाब
hmm
यूनिवर्सिटी एंड देन मास्टर्स ऑफ
hmm
डिग्री इन फोरेंसिक डेंटिस्ट्री व्हिच मुझे नहीं पता था अभी तक कि इट्स अ कोर्स एंड ये फील्ड बहुत
It's a
एक्सक्लूसिव है.
specialization. Yeah,
हम्म.
yeah. It's very
एंड
exclusive. Very few people know about it, and very few people know that there's a master's in this field. Just because, as far as I know, when I started off thinking about it, India only provided certification courses. But I wanted to do something large in it, so that's why I chose United Kingdom at that time. and only Australia also provided some certification courses, but UK was one of those countries which provided masters in this field. So this is
So
the only exclusive course in all over the UK at the moment.
for which is in University of Dundee.
Dundee, yeah.
क्योंकि मैं खुद यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ डंडी में जा रहा था, मैं जा रहा था एमएससी इन कंक्रीट
Mhm,
एंड स्टील structures का कोर्स था उसका. It was mostly related with
mhm,
concrete and not my field, which जो अभी structural engineering है. But जब
mhm.
मैंने डंडी के बारे में, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ डंडी was the first university जहाँ से मुझे ऑफर लेटर आया था, and I was very much happy to go there.
Wow.
तो मैंने सबसे ज्यादा
Yeah.
आदमी रिसर्च करता है जो सबसे पहला ऑफर लेटर आता है जिस यूनिवर्सिटी से. तो
You're right,
मैंने
you're right.
हाँ, तो मैंने तो बहुत उसके बारे में हेवी रिसर्च करा था डंडी के बारे में. उसकी वो जो वहाँ पे एक म्यूजियम है, बहुत खूबसूरत सा आर्किटेक्चर है वहाँ का. एंड
Yeah.
यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ
V
एबरडीन
and
के
A Museum.
वीएनए म्यूजियम एग्जैक्टली. एंड यूनिवर्सिटी
VNA,
ऑफ
yeah.
डंडी के आसपास के सारे कम्यूट मैंने देख रखे थे. मैं खुद डंडी एक बार गया भी था एडिनबरा के लिए. जब हम गए थे
Mhm,
रास्ते में पड़ा था
mhm.
डंडी, तो आई
Yeah, we go through
विजिटेड
that.
इट. एंड the first thing that came up to my research for University of Dundee was that it is very good for medical students. It's very highly recommended to every
Yeah,
students in Scotland. तो
yeah.
मुझे तो बट अच्छा लगा मुझे कि कोई alumni यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ डंडी से है, बिकॉज हाउ इज इट लाइक यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ डंडी कैसा है?
Like every university in United Kingdom, it's really nice. I won't say my university is very much fine, so I won't say, but yes, University of Dundee has special background when it comes to dentistry, just because the hospital of Dundee,
Hmm.
every patient, single patient goes to Dundee Hospital, dental hospital. So even my mentors in my day-to-day life, whom I adore a lot. So they have done the implant courses and other specialized courses from dental school, Dundee. So
Hmm.
that makes me feel really special. And also, I guess it's really, really very old hospital,
Hmm.
Dundee Dental Hospital. I'm not very sure, but I guess it's 150 years old.
हाँ,
The
I
building is
think
100. Yeah, yeah,
you're somewhere right, because मैंने भी ये चीज़ पढ़ी थी जब मैं
yeah.
वहाँ पे जाने के लिए कर रहा था. एंड यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ डंडी
Mhm,
की सबसे अच्छी चीज़ जो मुझे ये लग रही है, जो मैंने अपनी
mhm,
रिसर्च से करा था, एंड वहाँ के अपडेट्स मुझे मिलते थे. वहाँ के मैंने प्रोफेसरों से कांटेक्ट करा है. वहाँ के प्रोफेसर्स देवर they're so nice, they're so lenient, and they contact to with anyone. And this conversation was done with them a year before I came to UK. And
mhm,
COVID का phase चल रहा था, and most of the professors were very much happy to be receiving emails from someone who's in India, because they had visited India
mhm.
in their like previous years. And उनको बहुत मिस कर रहे थे वो लोग
Yeah,
कोविड की लॉकडाउन की वजह से. तो मैंने जो
yeah.
कंपैरिजन विटनेस करा मेरे लिए जब मैं एबरडीन आया एंड डंडी से, बिकॉज आई यूज्ड टू स्टिल रिसीव some updates from University of Dundee. I think because
Mhm,
it has I'm not sure if we can label it like that कि कम बच्चे हैं, but I know for sure कि वो बहुत अच्छा focus देते हैं. They even help you get a part-time job in your nearby
mhm.
areas. And that's something
Yeah, that's true.
that wasn't particularly with our university. But for University of
Yeah.
Dundee, we would get I would get like notifications from their page कि उनको update आ रही है stories में कि आप इस room में जाइए. They'll help you to get
Mhm,
part time jobs वहाँ पे offer कर रहे हैं. It's not like they're guiding you,
yeah,
they're offering it. So क्या ऐसा
yeah.
ही similar experience था आपके लिए? Like मैं तो एक out perspective से बोल रहा हूँ, आप वहाँ
Uh-huh.
वहाँ के alumni रहे हैं.
No, that this is really true. Just because whenever a person is coming to a foreign country, it becomes really hard for a person to get and used to each and everything, like day-to-day commute to the university and coming back, and then
Hmm.
okay, so they have to live on their own and make food and prepare each and everything. How they're gonna do that, and also how they're gonna support themselves. Okay, no parents say no, but at a point you want to feel no, I can support myself. So that is the moment where you want to do something. So
Hmm.
at that time, I remember like we used to have one-on-one session with our professors. So I used to have like on every weekend. So it was a like long one. So it used to last for an hour. So we also used to talk about studies, but apart from studies, we used to talk about each and everything. How you guys carrying, how you guys doing each and everything, your day-to-day life. So they even wanted to share like our stress, what if even if we are having any, even if we are not having, they always wanted to know, okay, if you're having, please try and come to the let's meet outside, let's go for a coffee, something like that. They're
Mm,
really like flexible with that. And just want to make one of the I want to tell you one thing, like the you must have heard about this kind of high profile cases.
mm-hmm,
So I would like to tell one of the high profile cases, like in India, some of the high profile cases have been solved with the help of forensic dentistry
mm,
due to the bite mark analysis expertise. And as far as I know, the expertise of these things like forensic dentistry, there was one expert in India, and now she is the co colleague, and she's the demonstrator in University of Dundee. So we have one Indian faculty member in the University of Dundee. So
that's
she
impressive.
has done really marvelous job in India back then. So yeah,
Wow. So
yeah.
how was 2020 in University of Aberdeen? Because this again
Uh,
comes back to most of the common theme जो previous podcast में रहे हैं, because most of the guys who are coming
yeah,
in they're like from the COVID batch. But how
yeah.
has how
I'm
was
also
it?
gold badge.
Exactly, because I
Yeah,
believe you were into the stepping stone of COVID. So जब COVID start हुआ
yeah,
था, that's when you were in UK, and how was that like?
yeah.
Because when we were coming in, we knew what we were expecting, but how was it for you?
Uh-huh. Okay, so it was thrilled, I would say. Okay, thrilling task. So how it started, already everybody knows like that year to 2020 gave like some shocking memories, some worth remembering memories. So, but yeah, for me, it was a part of like my life journey, just because it was my decision making thing, just because I had to make a decision. I have to go for my master's. So I didn't think much about COVID, to be honest.
Mm,
But deep inside, back in the mind, you have a fear. Oh no, we are traveling this far. And at that time, there were so many precautions supposed to be made in the airport. And at that time, we had to uh, announce one of the passenger locator form. We have to have one.
mm, mm,
Uh, the accommodation before we came. So each and everything, the moment we came and we landed to Edinburgh, and thereafter I took a taxi. At that moment, I took a taxi from Edinburgh to Dundee. I didn't know about these many things that we can take a bus. I knew it, but I was like, let's go quickly and reach to the accommodation, just because after traveling that long from India, I
mm.
wanted like, okay, that's fine. And the moment that I remember that time, at the moment the taxi driver asked me 150 quid
Oof,
for my journey, and I was like,
oof.
at that time when you really land from this your home country, and you just straight away the first expenditure, the first thing you make is 150 quid, and I was like, oh no, okay.
Uh,
So okay, I came to a nice accommodation. My landlord was really nice, and he helped me. The first thing he made me was a nice meal. So he
that's
was
good.
like, "Okay, I'm gonna make you a nice meal." And but yeah, everyone is jet lagged. So was I, and slowly and gradually, I was also quarantined for 15 days. So I was not allowed to go and hunt
Mm,
for any job, and just focus on my study. So that's what I did. But after 15 days, I started moving and seeing many things. Apart from going to the grocery store, I wasn't allowed to go anywhere. So I was stuck. I was feeling stuck, and that time for 15 days, I had to make my online classes. But the
mm,
moment everyone quarantine was finished, I had my like face-to-face classes, and that was really amazing. And but that time, the COVID time, like the restrictions were so high, just because wearing mask for like each and every perspective, like even watching the cadavers, and like our mask should be changed thoroughly after five
Hmm.
minutes, things like that. So that was kind of very uh, I won't say irritative, but at time you get frustrated sometimes just because these are so many restrictions in COVID time, and buying the grocery was also limited at that time.
Hmm.
We couldn't buy that many groceries, so we were just allowed to like I was not one of those who used to buy a lot, but still there were some restrictions, not for me, but like for who buys a lot. So
Okay.
yeah, I was still on the safer side. And
Hmm.
another issue I faced was traveling in the bus. So we have to
Hmm.
keep like a big distance, and we can't sit to each other like one another. So uh, there were some restrictions of the in the restaurants as well. So and that time when everyone like okay the when the time comes, okay, we want to support ourselves, we want to go for like part-time job, and that was the time like everyone say okay, I don't think so we have anything suitable for you. So that was okay, but still it keeps you a bit stressful just because there was bit scarcity of the jobs as well at that time.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So I did one job that was of like I did one store in a store job. I was doing
Hmm.
the part-time thing, and that was the only job I did. So that was okay for me. I didn't feel much deprived, so it was okay for me. So yeah.
But how was your volunteering as well with the British Red Cross?
Oh,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I
Because
totally
that is
forgot
something I'm
about it.
really
So
interested to talk about, because that is something that not many
mhm,
students would have experienced when they came in to UK.
yeah. So when I came, I was like everyone does the part-time job, so okay, that's fine. So let's do something different. So I was
Hmm.
just one day going to the city center. So I found one British Red Cross. So in India, Red Cross is very famous. So you must be also very aware about Red Cross communities
Hmm.
and each and everything. So in schools back then in India, I used to get stickers of 5 rupees of Red Cross thingy. So I used to buy those. So now when I was like think these Red Cross things in front of me, I was very amazed. So I was like, let's go in over there and just find out what is it. So I just went inside and they were like, okay. So they straight away asked me, do you want to volunteer?
Hmm.
And I straight away said yes. I didn't even ask why. Is what is it for? What do I need to volunteer it for? So they were like, okay. So that was charity shop,
Yeah.
and they had so many uh, wardrobe kind of things and shoes, each and everything. So and what I had to do, I came like they asked me, so when do you want to start? And the next,
Hmm.
I can start it now. I have nothing to do at the moment. My classes were finished at that time, so I said I was just going home. I can volunteer at this time.
Hmm.
So yeah, I did there and then I started, and the jobs were given like the jobs, the kind of jobs were given to me was not so very like heavily filled, so they were quite okay. So it was like putting rate tags on the clothing, and just taking the old clothes out, putting the new clothes in, just separating, filtering them in. So it was not too bad. But I've met so many people over there while volunteering. It was really nice. I like met Romanian people, I met
Hmm.
like Philippines, I met so many who were volunteering over there. So it was really amazing. I made so many friends, like
Hmm.
a big chunk of people. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I think is very important for joining in organizations or clubs. Ki you meet new people from different backgrounds and different ethnicities. You make a lot of
Hmm.
friends. You explore the world. And ये सब चीज़ें बहुत help करती हैं उसमें. And the best thing for me is that you get to explore their culture, which is the best thing.
Mm.
But like moving back to your field and the
Hmm.
situation you are describing, which between 2020 to 2021, I
Hmm.
was at that moment planning to come to UK, so I was in touch with many alumni from University of Dundee from my field. Similar thing was done for universities that I have was applying elsewhere as well. For example, University of Durham, University of Aberdeen, Cardiff University, and so on. So the response I used to get from my seniors in my field was that it's very hard to crack any job right now because everyone is very scared. The situation for in UK was very bad. Was
Hmm.
because from your experience it feels very harsh, but it's
Hmm.
also the excitement, and I'm really glad कि आपके पास वो positive mindset था इस चीज को आप अगर याद कर रहे हो and you're thinking it in that sense कि it has been very fruitful for you and it has been very positive for you, because it's the same thing for me as well. Because जब मैं आया था there were things that I wasn't liking when I first got here, but then I tried my best कि जो मेरे बाद आए उसके साथ ऐसा ना हो, and slowly but surely ऐसे कर करके I met so many people. I even met you through that process and
Yeah.
through just exploring, by the means of exploring and meeting new people. But what regarding um, the placement aspect, was it hard for you, or was COVID a blessing in disguise because it's your field? It's related to your
Okay,
field.
so just like you, like everyone does, they not only apply in one university, they apply more than one university. So that's what I
Mm-hmm.
did. So I applied, and luckily I got offers from each and every university I applied in. So I applied in at Bristol University.
Mm-hmm.
I applied in Queensmary University, and and the third one was University of Dundee. My priority was University of Dundee, and the first
Mm-hmm.
offer I got from Queensmary in London, and the second offer I got from Bristol University. So I did get excellence, global excellence scholarship from University of Dundee, just because in the end I got the offer from Dundee. That's what I was waiting for. And then
Mm-hmm.
there was a glitch in the system. I would say that somehow my one scholarship we get like everyone gets when they apply in time. But if anyone is if anyone gets late in applying, they do not get any scholarship. So I did raise that question that why am I not getting any scholarship? So they said you will get scholarship, but for that you need to prove the merits and each and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I did prove each and every merit, and I was interviewed for quite a couple of times for my background, my work there in NGOs in India. They quite did the uh,
Homework.
experiment, and they did find out about myself. So in the interview I was asked quite many questions, and the interview lasted for 30 minutes, and then they decided that I will be getting the scholarship. So I did
Mm,
get the scholarship of worth like 5 grants, and
mm,
it was based on my merit. So then thereafter, when I joined the course, so I tried to explore more and more about dentistry, how dentistry works in UK. Just
mm,
because I did read in my books, I did read in my research papers how dentistry is there in UK, how is it being compared, so how we do in it in like in Indian ways. So when I already had the chance and the things were in my sight, so I was like, let's go get started.
mm,
So slowly and gradually, apart from my I never used to work like very long in my part-time job. So I always used to keep my threshold time for my own
mm,
time, like I would say it's my self time. So in those time, I used to research a lot about the dentistry field and each and everything. So then one moment I thought I could do observership in dentistry. So the place where I used to live, it was kind of just next to a dental clinic.
okay.
So then I started, just because the moment I was just because when we come to UK, we apply for NHS registration, like for the
Mm,
GP and each and everything. And the next, if you also want to get started with GP, NHS dental practice. So while I was just submitting my those forms, so I did go to the reception. I did ask them, and that time was so difficult that we were not even allowed to talk on the reception, just because it was
mm,
COVID time.
mm,
So as to talk, we were supposed to have the COVID test before,
mm,
and just to find that COVID test kit, we had to ask the council and put a query regarding, if you ask, then that means you are having symptoms. Then we were supposed
oh,
to
okay.
quarantine ourselves. So it was quite messy at that time, just to ask things, and they were like, "Have you done the COVID test?" And then asking the COVID test, we have to ask for the kit, and asking for a kit, they will quarantine you, just because they think if you are asking for a kit, you have symptoms, then quarantine yourself. Then the game again back comes back to square one. So
Wow.
slowly then I did there was one of my friend, and he did apply 2 3 jobs in dental clinic as a receptionist. So
Okay.
then and thereafter I was like, okay, but are you allowed to see even the dental procedure? Just because the medical field is really very exclusive and very strict, we cannot. So yes, then he slowly told me, like, I tried to figure out things and experimenting things. So I did find one of the part-time job that included a dental clinic.
Hmm.
And the good part was I was allowed to observe, but just to observe, I had to do so many things. Like, we called it aerosol generating procedures. So just to attend the aerosol generating procedures, we have to have our uh, blood tests, each and everything, the antibodies test from the NHS association. So everything was done. I got a link up from the dental clinic. I got the job offer. I got accepted, and no one is paid to for the observership. But I was very glad and fortunate enough that I was uh, paid for the observership as well. So
Hmm.
sometimes, and I always used to have a like habit of helping, give a helping hand. So I always used to give a helping hand on the reception and things like that. Our company, and right now I'm glad to tell you that I'm working in the same company. So from where I
Wow.
started in the beginning. So they have so many dental clinics and all over the Scotland. So I got the chance to, I like at that time, I had the chance to go at each and every dental clinic they had and observe as many dentists as I could. And at the same time, I was doing my forensic dentistry course. So, which helped me in learning more, better, and in a enhanced way. So what
Hmm.
happened next? Okay. So I used to go back, and I was also doing, like, for that initial moment, I was not getting paid for observership. So
Okay.
I used to go to the dental clinic and then do the store job. And then in the morning,
Hmm.
I used to have my lessons in the university. So it was quite a bit difficult, very difficult, I would say. But I was like, I can do anything. I can do, just because I'm getting a chance. I'm fortunate enough that I'm in UK. Then I am fortunate enough that I can do anything. God has given you
Exactly.
2 hands, utilize it. God has given you 2 legs, utilize it. So I used to, I'll be very frank with you. I used to go to Aberdeen. There was one dental clinic in Aberdeen, and it used to get started at 8 sharp. And I
Hmm.
used to take bus every next 3 days. So I used to uh, wake up at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, catch a bus there in the bus station, and in the very morning we don't have local bus just to go to the local bus stations.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I used to go all the way walking, catch a bus at 5:30 a.m. in the morning. It used to make me reach there in Aberdeen, and then I used to take another bus for the clinic, and I did it for quite a long time. And I used to come back to home at 10:30, something like that, just because some of the buses are expensive, some of the buses are cheap.
Not that.
The ones
Yeah.
who are cheap, they take a bit long. So just to save a bit of money, I used to take bit longer buses. So it used to what make me feel like, okay, I'm getting home by 10:30, so I need to sleep just to make my sleep well. So within 9 months of period, I was offered the sponsorship from my job. Uh,
It's great. Yeah.
I was still doing my course at that moment, but I said, like, before I want to complete, before getting the license, I want to get my course completed. So the job offer was there in Shetland. So I'm there at the moment in
Hmm.
Shetland talking to you guys from Shetland. So I did get started with them, and even before I did, like, completed my course. So then and there, I completed my course, my dissertation. Then thereafter, I got fully associated with the company, and today I'm a UK registered hygienist with the God's grace, and I am able to work on the patients. And
Hmm.
yeah, so.
nahi,
It was
mashallah
pretty
se,
much,
there's like, the first of all, like you think you know a person. So me and you have
yeah,
talked before. Me and you have had conversation, have had
yeah,
trips, have had our fun times.
yeah,
But then again, you think you
yeah,
know a person because आपसे हम मैं मिला and then अभी यहाँ पे आया हूँ and अभी हम फिर से बात कर रहे हैं. But there is a right way for everyone. Okay, like this is the steps that you
yeah,
need to follow, and this is how you'll get there.
yeah,
And there is a wrong way as well, which is when you don't choose the right way, you're diverted
hmm,
off. But then there is your way,
yeah,
like your
yeah,
own way that you paved it yourself.
yeah,
So I think that, because breaking all the stereotypes, breaking all the
mm,
norms, कि नहीं यार मेरा अभी education पे focus करना ज़्यादा important है, मैं observer क्यों बनूं, and all those things, and to manage those bits as well. And one really good thing, one very strong point about any international students who come into UK's or any place, any other country in any of the world,
hmm,
is that you have nothing to lose. And I think because of those bits, you are so strong mentally and physically,
yeah,
कि you don't think about the consequences because there is nothing to lose, and you
yeah,
have everything in your wits to just give in. And that results in
yeah,
so many extraordinary things जो seriously अभी आपको सुन के, and I can see you reflecting those days in your eyes when you were speaking about them.
yeah,
And listening to you, was experiencing those things from your story and relating to mine,
yeah,
because every single bit was somehow relatable, क्योंकि मेरे साथ भी ऐसा हुआ है बहुत बार कि
yeah,
there have been instances where I haven't slept for like 24 hours, and I think I slept after 32 hours because I had part-time work, and then there was an assignment submission, but we didn't have time, so I had to go into the library. I slept in the library. The warden came in, or the librarian came in. She woke me up and she told me to get out, but I was like, I have my assignment. So she was so good. She was so good. She was such a sweet person. She got me a free coffee. Okay,
yeah,
I can
wow,
see your stress. Yeah, so that was like morning 4 a.m. up till 12, up till midday. I completed my assignment, I
uh-huh,
submitted it, and the deadline was midday of that date.
uh-huh,
So I submitted my assignment, I did the whole part-time bit before it, and I went to my
yeah,
home after submitting it, and then I slept at around 3 or 2 because I was so hungry, क्योंकि मैंने पूरे
oh my God,
24 घंटे कुछ खाया नहीं था, तो मैंने खाना खाया and then मैं सोया.
yeah,
And there have been so many instances like that. And just like listening to your story, and so you were commuting to Aberdeen from Dundee every week.
on a regular basis, yeah, for
Wow, wow.
continuously 3 to 4 days,
And
and
I really do think, us, guys,
mhm,
COVID batch ke, we have it a bit easy.
mhm,
But problem kya thi
mhm,
कि we were also gambling with our lives by going to part-time jobs, or by going to just ask for jobs, like you've said कि आपको टेस्ट कराना पड़ता था before, for just talking to any person regarding your placement.
yeah,
एंड सेम चीज हम लोग के
yeah,
साथ ये होती थी, हम लोग के साथ मैंने जो देखा था, हम लोग का ग्रुप क्या करता था, people really used to go in Indeed and look for jobs that required guys to come out and
mhm,
apply for jobs that required COVID handling, coronavirus, COVID-19 handling tasks. For example, test kits, packaging के jobs निकले थे बहुत हमारे
mhm,
टाइम पे. एंड
yeah,
कोई काम करने को तैयार नहीं था उस चीज के, बट international students were like sending each other these
handling the
jobs.
kids,
Yeah, they were handling it, and
yeah,
they were like, okay, मिल जाएगा at least, because again you have nothing to lose. Loose ends है, आपके पास पीछे कुछ है नहीं. So you are just here to
like you
create
said,
and work.
it's all gamble, it's all gamble.
Yeah,
Like
it's a
gamble is
gamble.
not the right choice word, but it works in this way. So yeah, unless you don't take risk, you would not know how it will fruitful be, how much fruitful it will be for you.
But
So yeah, it works in this way.
right now you're in Shetland. Not many people know
Hmm.
how beautiful that place is. I've been there. That's where we
Yeah,
met,
yeah,
and it's
yeah,
one of the most beautiful experiences I've had, because it's a
yeah,
different atmosphere, different environment. People leave their doors open. People leave their keys in their cars. It's very the people over there are so good because मैं जब गया था मेरे यहाँ आए थे आप लोग से मिलने and you guys were working, you guys were practicing, and you were dealing with your patients. So me and my friend, we were just
Mm-hmm.
eating outside, and because when we were having
Yeah.
our takeaways, there were guys over there. They shared like their table with us, so we could sit there, and then we were just talking, conversing. And that woman, she was from like Switzerland. She came to Shetland to spend her vacation, and it's been now 10 years. So she just came to Shetland, and
Wow.
she loved it so much. She cut all ties to every other place, and then she's been staying there for 10 years. She's very old. So interesting stories, interesting people. And then there was this Sri Lankan guy who came in. He was a part of their
Mm-hmm.
group. So there were two old ladies and one old man,
Okay.
and it was their
Mm-hmm.
lunchtime, which they planned every once a
Mm-hmm.
week. So like there were so many interesting people, so many nice cultures. And the best part about places like Shetland and all the other places, so even Dundee as well, is that people have time and people give you their experiences. People share everything they know, and they really do mean well, and they really do care about you when when they're speaking to you. तो वो चीज मुझे जो है बहुत पसंद आती है. And like moving over to you as well, like how are you like staying in Shetland? How is Shetland for you?
To be honest, I will share one of the thing like you just said recently said we try and take things good things from people. So
Hmm.
it should be with everyone. Like everyone has a bad aspect, everyone has a good aspect. And when we talk about good aspect, we have qualities, we have so many things. We tend to do hard work, determination, each and everything. So everyone has that kind of aspect. So whenever we talk about like people around us, uh, my like what it's with me personally, I tend to extract nice qualities, nice cheese, nice things, nice qualities, each and everything. What I like, I try to put them in my own day-to-day life. Like, how can I
Hmm.
make myself better? How can I improve? So yeah, moving back to your question, that was like how my life there is in Shetland. So it's really nice. Just because I'm getting used to it now. Earlier, when I just got started, I got the job offer, I got the license, so I just came here. So just because when it's with the guy, he does not think much. So he just
Hmm.
carries his two bags, the 23 kgs bag each, British Airways.
Hmm.
So he carries his bags and just straight away come to the place where he's supposed to work, where he got his job, first job, that too in UK, a full-time job. So yeah, then I came and I didn't know anyone, so I didn't find any good place to live. When I say good place to live, I mean I didn't find a home house
Hmm.
on rent. So I was living in a bed and breakfast for a quite long time.
Oh wow.
So I did my I did live for 2 3 months continuously in a bed and breakfast just because the accommodation and finding properties on rent is a bit difficult. Just because people here they come a lot from far flung places and
Okay.
it's kind of bit difficult. But let's not talk about the difficult part. Let's talk about the good part. So
Uh-huh.
the good part is when it is summers here, it's really nice. The people over here are really friendly. Like trust me, it's really like I have my own personal patients. Well, I'm not allowed to talk personally about my patients, but they're really nice. When it comes about like treating them and having the feedback, they are really happy that it's because I'm the only hygienist who's working in the island at the moment.
Wow.
So yeah, so they are really glad and delighted that finally they have got a hygienist. And sometimes I do my hygiene services within the company, so I do the visit service like within the Scotland, so it's regarding that as well. And my company is like really understanding, and they don't they allow me each and everything. So before I get started with the company, so I did tell them that I'm a forensic dentist, so
Hmm.
I'm also associate member of Kenyon International Emergency Services.
Yes.
So when it is like this, so I the things work in this way. Whenever there's any emergency services work, they work in like a fraction of seconds. So recently back there in when we had Ukraine thing going on, So I did receive one of the email. I'm not allowed to say that, but it's kind of confidential. But I was called.
Hmm.
So uh things were like that. So my company did understand each and everything, but due to some personal reasons I couldn't go. But this is how things work with a forensic dentist. He has to leave immediately for things like emergency situations and work in this kind of scenario. So I would say like it's really thrilled to be a part of the company as a full-time joiner as well. But deep inside, back then I am a associate member, active team member of Kenyon International Emergency Services. So
Wow,
that's
yeah.
why it works in
That's
with different manner.
that's commendable. Like from third year when you were planning to study abroad to UK, from there in
Yeah.
up till now, like I quite question myself sometimes related to this. Like 3 years ago, when I was very skeptical and very much anxious
Hmm.
regarding my whole journey and regarding how things will turn out to be, I
Hmm.
think about it, like the situation I am in right now, and I feel कि you know जो भी हुआ अच्छे के लिए हुआ, and I shouldn't have stressed out and that much, and
Yeah.
should have taken it a bit easier. But for you, like as well, like you see yourself grow, you're very proud of yourself, and at the end you're just thinking to yourself ki, is it all worth it? And of course it is, because it's my work. And same thing with you as well.
Took
Yeah, sorry,
the
you were saying.
life my life lesson is never settle for less. Okay. And whenever you get satisfied with one thing, that means you will stop. Never get
Hmm.
satisfied with one thing. Okay. People tend to buy like kind of expensive things, expensive brands. They will be like, oh, I find happiness in this. But I'm dead sure they won't find happiness in buying expensive thing, expensive brands, cars, houses, bigs. No. But they will obviously going and they will strive for more. They will like, oh no, I need to do this, I need to do that. So you will always never want to settle for less. So this is like me. So
Hmm.
I never want to settle for less. Just keep on do your work in like silence. Just keep on doing things gradually, small and bits and pieces, and just keep working on it. And you will tell yourself, oh, okay, things are working. Okay,
Yeah,
good. That means you're
these
doing
all
good.
add up.
Just keep on rising.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they all
this
add
will
up,
all
all the
add
small
up.
bits. Yeah. But
Yeah.
lastly, it's just that what all advices
Hmm.
would you give to aspiring dentists, i.e., you 3 years ago, 4 years ago? Uh,
Okay.
what you shouldn't have
So
done.
I
Yeah.
okay, I will say like just because some people they have their own kind of different views, and like my personal view is uh do not have second opinion. Do not take second opinion just because if I tell I whenever whomsoever I ask I'm going to UK to pursue my masters, and thereafter I will see for the job opportunities. If I will be finding it good, I'll tend to be there. But if I won't find, I'll try to see more bigger picture.
Hmm.
So no no one said like, oh no, okay, very good. No one said it. Everyone was like, everyone was had their personal opinions. So you should think your own way. Everyone has their own opinion. So my opinion is just if you have decided to come to UK, that's a very and the best thing I would say. You're also in UK, you know, like how things are, how like we are doing it, and how
Hmm.
things will result in future. So in a bigger picture, it's really nice. So just do their best, and in terms of dentistry just try and focus on overseas registration examination. All right.
Okay.
And before that, and if they want to take any guidance like anything from me, and also I do kind of have Facebook pages on Facebook, so on which I do try and take CVs from the people with the dentistry background and try and
Wow.
engage them and with our company and try to recruit them as well. So I will try and help them. So it's really good, just because when it comes to dentistry and medical field, people do have really big doubts that
Hmm.
how to go and how to proceed. And so I will I will be really happy to answer any of the doubts. But my point is, do not think twice about coming to UK and pursuing things. Yes, indeed, things are difficult, but it's not worth trying. So you must try and never think like in two ways. Just focus. So yeah.
There is a quote in there is a line in our holy book as well, which says that
Mhm.
indeed with difficulty comes ease. So I
Yeah.
think that's just how it is in the world. And if anyone from the audience as well, if they are trying to
Mhm.
aspire to come to UK, and the only downside they think is, if I go there by spending so much of my money, my family's hard-earned money, or by taking a risk by just getting a loan from somewhere, and I come in and I don't get a placement, or I don't get a job, the downsides would outweigh the positives always when a person who's
Always.
like starting is thinking about it. But I would always say that you should always think about this in a manner that you will always gain something out of it. Being alone
Hmm.
by yourself in a country where you don't even know the cities, where you don't even know the culture that well compared to where you're from, it's always a positive,
Yeah.
because you do grow
Yeah.
as an individual a lot. You do come out of your shell, you do come out and reach out to many people for help. I've seen so many introverted people who have like managed to make more friends here because they were in a stranded place, and a new country, a new city, a new culture, a new set of people around you. And I think those bits really help people to mature themselves up and be as strong as they can get. So, but yeah, really good initiative as well for your Facebook page. We will try to add those links in our description down below when the video is uploaded, so that if people want, they can come in and ask for your guidance. Because and
Hmm.
lastly as well, I really apologize. I couldn't frame any introduction for you because Naman Bhai,
That's
as you have
totally
mentioned,
fine. Yeah.
no, as you have mentioned as well, it's because the variety of your stream within one particular field, it's
Hmm.
commendable. It's worthy of an applause, because it is so varied. And for me personally, because my civil structural, it's like a domain from another domain, then a major to that domain.
Yeah.
But to pursue a forensic dentistry, to now being a dental care professional and a hygienist, the only hygienist in that area, it's like worthy of an applause. So if I could give justice to your introduction, I don't think I can, because it's commendable. Yeah, it should be done by someone like Nabeel bhai or मगर
Well, we'll wait for that.
हाँ ये shout out इतना जरूरी था ना उनकी. Okay, he's the guy through whom we met, and he is
Yeah.
the loveliest of a person. He is like a
And
big brother as well.
just to mention, he's my like really good mentor. Like I
Same.
have learned a lot from Dr. Nabil, so he's like my like good mentor. So I really
Hmm.
rely on him on my like day-to-day problems. So it's good. We have
Credits credits where credits
Nabil.
due. I met him in Aberdeen, and ever since
Hmm.
meeting him as well, his guidance and him being there has been a supportive itself. वो वहाँ है, and that's
Yeah.
enough. That's enough positive vibes for you to be positive and go straight ahead. But yeah,
Yeah.
moving on
Yeah.
to the last bit, which is a quote that you live by, which is a trend now in our podcast, which where we ask our guests, is there a quote that you live by, or
Okay.
is there a quote that you feel ki, yes, this is something that I
Okay.
look forward to?
I This is the quote. I wake up every day with this quote in my mind. Just
Hmm.
remove yourself from your comfort zone.
Okay.
Only this is the quote I would say. Just remove yourself from the comfort zone. That's it.
And you'll see yourself grow, because like you grow as an
Simple as that.
individual if you
Like
do something out of the
that's
blue.
what I told you. After this, you will tell yourself like if we see our picture in after 2 years, you're gonna tell yourself, oh, even if you won't have removed yourself from the comfort zone, then things would not have been the same way. So
Yeah.
just do it daily. Just remove yourself from the comfort zone. Things will be different.
Life is so weird, because every person says the same thing, somewhat same, but
Hmm.
the journey that they have been on is so
Yeah.
inspiring and so different. Because Naman bhai, I know you very well. I know you as a friend as well, as a brother as well. But
Mm.
after today's podcast, like after learning your journey as well, there is a different level of respect, a level different level of bonding. Because I feel ki
Thank you so much.
after learning your journey, it's been quite inspirational for me. Because today, this morning has been not the best mornings. And I think after talking to you, it's been a very, like, it's been really I'm out of words to say कि मैं कितना appreciate कर रहा हूँ इस चीज को. And just to learn from your journey, and there are so many things that I've been learning on in the from different episodes. But I do think that working without like working without like coming out of your comfort zone basically is the best advice as well. And I think it depicts and it
Yeah.
reflects very well from your journey as well. So that's really
Yeah.
true. And thank you so much, Naman bhai, हमारे इस एपिसोड में आने के
And
लिए.
before I end, I want to tell the audience that my interviewer, who is Mirza, and he's really doing good. I know he wants to pursue. He likes this thing like interviewing, and as far as I know, he had this kind of dream of kind of this. But I'm really glad that I met you, and you're doing really
Yeah,
good. And
thanks,
it's not
thanks.
only like, and thank you so much for like saying good words for people like me, Dr. Nabeel, and each and everyone. So the thing is, if you're not good enough, you don't find you don't find good people as well. So you
Hmm.
yourself is like doing really good, and you're a nice person as well. So
Thank you,
I
yaar.
would say thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast, and I'm really glad that I met you, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. And
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
that's
thank
it.
you.
Yeah.
Much appreciated,
Cheers.
much appreciated. And same thing as well, Naman bhai, क्योंकि मेरे लिए तो the main thing is that I like conversing. I really like talking to people. I just go up to
Mm-hmm.
random people and I just talk to them about stuff and things. And that's how this came to be. And from there on, it's just now moving on to we make people better with their life and with their personal interest and help them
Yeah.
grow personally and also with their
Mm-hmm.
personality as well. And self development is always the best key and the best option. So that's how I roll, and I think this podcast will help many people likewise. So thank you so much, Naman bhai, for sparing your time, and
Perfectly.
it's been a pleasure
No
having you
worries.
as our
Cheers.
guest. Thank you.
Same.
And thank you to the audience as well. It's been very good. I think the retention has been really well from you guys as well. There are some questions which I will be addressing after the recording is stopped, because most of these questions our team are already working on it. We will ping Dr. Naman's FB page in our description below. And thank you for to our sponsors as well. Naman bhai, thank you so much for coming to our episode
No
once
worries.
again, and
Cheers.
thank you for sharing your journey in the Liquid Gold podcast. And as always, guys,
Cheers.
peace, thank you, and bye bye.
Thank you so much.